recognize that we're not able to accomplish these projects without substantial federal support. That support is key, not just in the appropriations, the dollars that flow to it, but it's the programs under which they operate. It's the visioning that is accomplished as a part of that federal process as well. We have, as our next speaker, somebody who in fact served not only here as a county commissioner, as a city council member, as a legislator before that, and now as a congressman, who has always had the vision that we needed to be able to make more connections with our public transportation system, and that rail, whether it be streetcar or light rail, had to be a key part of that. Please welcome Congressman Earl Livability Blumenauer.
Thank you, Brad. It's exciting to be here in the heart of the University District, a vibrant new president, and a new sense of vitality and energy that I find truly inspirational. I was thinking, Peter, 22 years ago, I gave a speech to the City Club. We'd opened the first light rail line, and things were bogged down a little bit. 33 Oregon counties had lost population. There was question here in the region whether we had the wherewithal to move forward, and there was some question about how it was going to happen. My notion then as Commissioner of Public Works for the City of Portland was to talk about what a regional vision was. And I was counseled at that time when people saw the placemat that I had distributed that talked about rail to the north, to the south, to the east, to the west, streetcar. They were saying, don't do that. You will freak the Reagan administration out. It was hard enough to get them to go along with us for the first initial MAX line. They'll think they'll never get rid of you. Well, yeah, okay. Point being that our community decided that we were going to have a broader vision, and it was going to include everybody from Clark County to Clackamas County, east, west, north, and that we were going to have alternative actions in terms of what we do with rail, including streetcar. What a difference a couple of decades and a few elections make. Peter Rogoff, Secretary LaHood, President Obama is never going to suggest to this community that we lower our expectations, even though we make their job maybe a tiny bit more interesting. We have seen, because of the work that has been done here, a national model emerge. It has international attention, and we've been able to spend $110 million a year for 27 years, extending rail, building community, driving investment, and giving people a sense of what we're about. We are celebrating today the evolution of a rail line into a system. But it is just simply a milepost, because we're going further south. We're going north across the river to another state. And we're going to use this as a model how we work together, build investment, build community, while we make our communities more livable, our families safer, healthy, more economically secure, and as we help protect the planet. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Earl. I think we all see in that passion and in that vision why we are able to be where we are today. Thank you very much, Earl. The Obama administration is very, very fortunate to be able to have as its FTA, Federal Transit Administrator, an individual who is both very knowledgeable about transit, but who also shares that vision of how, in fact, transportation, and in particular transit, can be transformative to communities, how it can in fact be a key component of what makes a community identify its own character, identify its own sense of itself, and really be able to realize that. Peter Rogoff is somebody who has in fact had a chance this morning and times before to walk the mall, to be able to be out with us at Clackamas Town Center, and now to be able to be here at the celebration of the opening of the Green Line. He will probably tell you that he lived here in the late 70s. My guess is that it is looking a lot different than it did when he lived here in the late 70s. Please welcome Federal Transit Administration Administrator Peter Rogoff.